Hello guys, and welcome to another Red Life Studio episode. Please subscribe and give me a like, and share my videos if you're enjoying them. Also, feel free to leave me a comment below. Now let's begin with today's stories.
Wife, 44F, cheated. I, 45M, filed for divorce when I found out and she tried to kill herself on New Year's Eve. Right, where to begin? The STBXW and I were together for over 25 years, 22 of those married. Prior to this, there were no infidelities or large problems. We have 4 children, a pair of twins, boy and girl, 20 years old, a son that's 19 and our youngest daughter is 15. I filed for divorce mid-December and had her move out of our home and back with her parents. Got a lot of voicemail left and emails and even handwritten letters about how sorry she is about what she's done, but I never replied in any way. When it finally dawned on her I was really going through this and there was nothing she could do to stop it, she attempted suicide. In all likelihood, she would have died had her parents not stayed at home to keep an eye on her. From what I've been told, she tried to overdose on pills, but no one knows where she got them in the first place. Her infidelity apparently became fully physical only recently, late November or early December, but even before that she was emotionally cheating for at least a few months before that. I don't care to find out how long since it wouldn't really help me in any way. Since it was a married man with whom she had the affair, I'd notified his wife, so he's getting divorced too. Add to that, they're co-workers, which is how they met in the first place, and I assume they used work time to start the affair. For those that are going to ask how did you find out, the answer is I didn't. Our son and daughter, the twins, did. They saw their mother kissing with the other man in public. The place in question isn't somewhere where any of us usually pass through, and then they proceeded to inform me. I started digging around and found more than enough evidence of a prolonged affair. I don't have many deal breakers and believe that marriage is something that's a continuous work in progress. You have to do your part to keep it alive and well, but cheating is something that I absolutely will not overlook or forgive. To cheat is to take a shit on all the time you spent together, to take a dump on your shared lives. It's nothing more than selfishness and cruelty. I'm just telling you so you can understand me a bit better. Maybe, but that's a really reaching maybe. I could have tried to look past this if it had been a one-time thing and she immediately came to me, contrite and remorseful. But she wasn't. I mean, she only started sobbing and bawling once she got caught, and that to me is utterly worthless. It's easy to cry once your shit is put into the spotlight, but before all this? I've never noticed anything remorseful about her or any sign of guilt. I just can't live with someone like that. Thankfully, all of the kids were supporting and understanding when I told them I was going to divorce their mother. Our youngest cried more than I did, but said I was doing the right thing, for all of us. She did ask me if she could live with me. The other 3 already have places of their own, by their own choice, and I told her she didn't even have to ask. I think that's the best thing in this situation overall. Just having the kids, they're showing me not all of those years being with my wife were a waste. Whatever she's like now, I can at least be grateful for our children, if nothing else. I love them more than anything. Unfortunately, nearly everyone we know, barring the friends who were my friends before they became the families, are trying to get me to stop the divorce and talk to her, go into counseling or some other nonsense. More so after the suicide attempt. Needless to say, all those people are on my shit list and I've cut all forms of communication with them. Sadly, that includes the in-laws, whom I've really loved before all this happened since I'm an orphan myself and saw them as the family I never had. They tried getting to me through their grandkids, which has soured them on visiting their grandparents in the near future. The kids tell me they love them, but they just can't be around them at this time because they're being so overbearing. They've also chosen to distance themselves from their mother, though they're still in touch obviously. I'm in therapy myself, going through some counseling because for all that's happened I feel nothing. When I look back at finding out about all this, I see the lack of rage and hurt is very worrying. My therapist says I've numbed myself on purpose to help me get through this easier. I don't know. Before all this, if anyone asked me how I felt about my marriage and wife, I'd probably tell them I was as happy as I could be, with a big smile on my face. Now, nothing. When I heard about the suicide attempt, you might as well have told me the weather forecast for the day. I didn't feel anything. Not for me personally, anyway. I was angry, in a way, as to what this could have done to our children, but beyond that, her trying to kill herself just doesn't get a reaction out of me. I'm not happy that she's realized how much she's ruined our lives, but I'm not feeling any sort of empathy either. I can't. It's just that I look at the situation and think, yes, and? How is that any concern of mine? I'm not like that. Or at least I don't think I was like that before all of this. And my therapist assures me the numbness will pass, it's part of the healing process, but here we are, more than a month later, and I still feel nothing about what happened. I'm honestly not sure if that's good or bad. I'll just have to wait and see. As to the rest of my life, the friends that stayed true to me aren't letting me spend much time alone. They understand that I do need some time for myself every now and again, but they don't want me too alone. It all seems so different now, you know? Now, my main concern here is about our kids. For now, they're keeping away from her, of their own free choice. I didn't poison them against their mother or anything of the sort, they just don't want to talk to her much at all. Our youngest has been hit the hardest by her mother's infidelity, and I've been thinking of maybe having her go for some therapy too, if we can't resolve this on our own. This is what really bothers me about the whole thing, that our children reacted so severely to their mother's infidelity. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't glad that they did react negatively to it, because it goes to show that they understand that adultery is no small matter and that it can, like it has for us, destroy marriages and families. But I'm worried about long term. Will they get over this? Will they eventually form a tangible relationship with their mother? Will they heal? If any of you folks have been in any situation as similar as ours, please share your experiences. TLDR, wife cheated, I filed for divorce, she tried to kill herself, and our children have been hit pretty roughly by all this, but they've supported me all the way. What can I do to make this easier for them? What can I do to help them heal? Comment 1. Just talk to them. Have an honest conversation. Sit them down, one by one, if need be, and explain to them that you want to know how they're handling the situation. Nothing they feel will hurt your feelings, but you want to make sure they're all right. Your kids are all pretty much adults. Even your youngest is old enough to know what's going on. So approach this pragmatically, as if you're dealing with an adult. If they need additional help, see about getting them some. But it sounds like they've been pretty honest about how they're feeling up to this point. Also, good on you for not going back to her. No contact is the way to go. As much as I hate to say this, she's obviously hurting, and that may have turned her into a bit of an attention seeker. She's going through some things, but just as her mental health is important, so is yours. Don't allow yourself or your children to be put back in an unhealthy situation. Comment 2. We've had a few times together, one-on-one, when I'd talk with them about this, when it seemed like it was weighing a lot on their minds. But still, they seem to be cautious, like they expect me to break at any given moment, because I didn't show any big emotion until now. Or I'm just overthinking things. They're really important to me, and I'll see about talking with them again real soon. They've been around more often since this happened, and asking if they maybe would feel more comfortable talking with a professional instead of me. As far as their mother and myself are concerned, I don't have any plans whatsoever to get in touch with her, though it has been hinted at me, by my therapist, that at one point if she sought therapy I might be asked to come along, but I'm not really sure I could or even want to do that. Her mental health, as cold as this may sound, is none of my concerns so long as it doesn't have an impact on our children in a negative way. Thank you for your advice and your kind words. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit like. If you would like to see more, feel free to subscribe.